we're going to connect your love with something that's very important here. What is the purpose of your good works? Do you ever think about this? Everybody in here would say, if you're a Christian, you should be doing good works, right? And then if I were to ask you, what are these good works? Just name me some. You're like, well, to give and be kind and I guess help the poor. We kind of struggle because we don't know how to associate good works. We associate good works with, they prove I'm a Christian. When I do good works, that proves I'm a good. That proves that I really am a follower of God. So technically, our good works are for Jesus. So Jesus can look at them and say, yeah, you're doing your job. Almost like, here's the job requirements for being a Christian. So the second way that we do it is we do good works because we think somehow good works is what causes us to grow. And that goes back to, if we're growing, then God blesses us and God's happy with us, and we definitely want God happy with us, so we need to grow. So I'm going to do good works in order for us to grow. But that is not how good works are given to the believer. Luther and Luther's understanding of how God saves us by faith alone and what's required of us, he concludes this: God doesn't need your good works. Well, why would he say that? Because you are never saved, nor are you kept saved, and nor are you sanctified by your obedience. So God does not need your good works. The question then becomes, well, then who does need your good works? Because we're told to do good works. It's very obvious in Scripture. Who needs your good works? The author concludes, your neighbor does. Your neighbor does. Well, why does your neighbor need your good works? Because it's through your love and obedience that they are either drawn closer in love to Christ or drawn into the love of Christ by the gospel. This is where your understanding of the good news of Jesus Christ is absolutely foundation. If you believe that your good works are necessary to either save you or keep you saved, you're going to be so focused on making sure you're pleasing God that you'll never truly love your neighbor as you should. It's what we call an internal focus. There's a phrase in Latin during the Reformation that came out. It's called extra nos, N-O-S. It means outside of. We find that God is pleased with us and God accepts us for who we are by something that is always outside of us. That's the foundation. So by faith alone, God accepts us and saves us, and then sends us out and says, because of what you have received outside of yourself, take it and now give it out, which is to share the love. God's ordinary means of advancing the gospel is your love of everyone that is in your circumference in every situation, whether it's you're eating or taking out the trash. It is to give and express love. So every act of advancing the mission of the gospel, no matter how small it may seem to you, is connected because the mission is accomplished by something as simple as loving someone. Now, let me be very clear, as I said last week. No one is ever loved into the kingdom. No one is ever loved into the gospel. Paul pointedly says, unless they hear the gospel, they cannot be saved. But as Jesus tells the disciples that they are the salt and the light of the world, meaning that they are the ones who draw those in darkness out of darkness into the light. And how is it accomplished? He tells his disciples, your love for one another is how the world will know that you are my disciples.